Heart First leadership isn't what you say, it's how you show up, how you regulate, how you communicate, and how you execute when it matters most. We are Heidi and Ryan Sawyer, and you are listening to the Heart First Leadership Podcast.
Welcome to the Integrated Performance Podcast. This is a bonus episode. Had an experience yesterday, and like I told you in the very beginning, if you've been listening to this podcast all along, when there's something that's burning in my belly, I like to hop on and just share it. I love to write things. I love to journal. I love to have great conversations. Honestly, for me, one of the easiest ways for me to get my thoughts in order is just to record my own voice and listen to it back. So I'm going to unpack this experience of what I had yesterday, share it with you. Maybe it lands, maybe it doesn't. Either way, I think it's a very powerful message. I was doing a little bit of studying yesterday morning, and I came across this idea of understanding one of the basic human needs for meaning, for purpose in our life, is also to celebrate. A level of celebration. I started thinking, what does that really mean to celebrate life? And so I pondered it for a while, and I started thinking about this idea, of course, it's easy to celebrate when we win a game, right? When there's a victory within business, when there's we've overcome some sort of an obstacle and you get on the other side of it and you put your hands up in the air. So I thought about celebration. I thought about this idea of this victory pose. Both your arms are up in the air, which is kind of a signature move, right? When you win the game. And I started thinking okay, cool. I know what that feels like to win. I know what that feels like to celebrate. We talk about the celebration of someone's life, the idea of looking back at someone's life and everything they've ever created and experienced, and this idea of celebrating someone's life when their life has come to an end. So celebration is usually identified with the outcome, with the victory, with the end of something or the win. And so depending on what your faith is, even somebody passing on to the other side is in some way, shape, or form, the end of this life, the beginning of the next, this life that now is based in eternity can be considered a level of celebration, right? So what are we really celebrating? This question just started ruminating in my mind. I started to write about it. I started to kind of think about it. And in any moment, in this present moment, what we are celebrating is the accumulation of all the moments that led up to this moment. Is the previous moments, how they unfolded, led up to the moment where we're celebrating. So let me give you a very tangible experience of what this was like for me. Yesterday, I walked out to go for a walk with my wife to our driveway of our home, where for years we've operated our residential painting company from the house. So we had the trucks and the trailers and all the things and the ladders and everything at the house. Well, just recently, this last weekend, over Memorial Day weekend, we moved the business from the house to a site for a shop downtown Spokane. So the business was no longer being housed in our home, which meant the trailers were gone. There was this separation. There was this little bit of sense of freedom from the business. I love it. We operate in it. We work in it. But at the same time, our home is our home. We wanted to have that experience of our home being our home. And I've been kind of thinking of this feeling of what it would be like to no longer have to every single minute of every single day look at Sawyer's painting in our driveway. And so I visualized this experience of looking out and seeing the driveway completely free and clear. So as I walked outside the house, and I had this experience where I looked in the driveway and it was completely clear, and my arms went up over my head. Boom, victory, yeah, man, we are growing, we're evolving, this is it. My home is now my home and my business is my business. And I have this separation. It gives me this sense of freedom. And so there was this moment of victory. It made me think about sports because I had this experience of I just won. I remember what it felt like to win a game. And it's just this overwhelming sense of accomplishment inside of your chest coming out through your body expressing and whatever else. Maybe you yell, maybe you grunt, maybe you woohoo, right? Whatever that celebration is. Even to the point where, let's say you're a defensive lineman and you're rushing the passer and you have a plan and it's 3rd down and 8 and like this is the pass rush move I'm going to throw and it works and you get home and you have a sack dance, like, a touchdown dance. You're a wide receiver and you catch a pass for a 40-yard touchdown and you get like, what are you going to do with the ball? Like you have a level of celebration because you've made it. Well, this experience of the driveway being clear felt very much so like that. In the next moment I stopped and I thought about it like, wait a minute. In this integrated approach to life where everything is for us and everything is a gift, that means that I wouldn't have been able to experience this moment of victory without having the experience of the level of attachment and identification and clutter of those trailers being in my driveway day in, day out, year after year. So it took the experience of that driveway being cluttered with all the trailers for me to have the experience of being free from the clutter. So I have to have the experience of suffering, of obstacle, of trial to have the experience of celebration, right? I have to go through the game and I have to play the game to win the game, right? So I have to then, how can I celebrate the victory, the moment of accomplishment, getting on the other side of the struggle? How can I celebrate that any more than the struggle itself? Because this idea that every single moment leading up to this present moment that I'm able to celebrate because it's here and it's now and it's all there ever is and all there ever will be is this present moment and I'm celebrating the now, then I have to be able to be willing to celebrate what version of myself was created, the trial that I overcame, the obstacle that I was faced with, whether it be experiencing a lower vibration of despair, of mental health struggles, or whether it be overcoming some sort of financial struggle or relationship struggle. Like, it's the awareness that the past contrast, the past experience is creating the appreciation for the current experience. So what did you have to go through to be able to get to where you are? The contrast of overwhelm. Overwhelm is automatically thought of as despair, as being just overwhelmed with tasks and responsibilities and bills and things that are cluttering. To me, overwhelm feels like clutter, feels like closure, feels like being boxed in, being dark. But on the other end of it, like, we can have these moments of overwhelm, of joy, of love, of peace, of abundance, of clarity, of vision. Like, it's overwhelming. Like, I know where I am. I know where I'm going. Like, this has all had meaning to it. So there's this massive spectrum of states that we experience, from this lower vibration of despair all the way through this higher vibration of love. And if I'm going to celebrate love and joy and peace, then I have to celebrate the despair. I have to celebrate and everything in between. I have to celebrate the struggle. If I'm going to celebrate the victory, I have to celebrate playing the game just as much, if not more, than actually winning the game. I have to celebrate the suffering. Like, now all of a sudden, wait a minute, this idea of surrender, which we're going to dive deeper into, this idea of letting go and surrender and letting things be as they are, and this level of acceptance, to take acceptance from, like, I'm accepting the struggle that's in front of me because it's going to forge me. It's going to make me more resilient, because I know that on the other side of this trial that I am going to have a clearer mind, a stronger connection to who I am, where I come from, where I'm going. I'm going to be more resilient, more adaptive, like, to celebrate the struggle, to celebrate the suffering. Like, that's true surrender. And to celebrate everything in between it. From overwhelm to overwhelm, from despair to joy and love and peace. This celebration is one where we are celebrating this higher level of consciousness that we then get to operate from. And this realization that of what is pure and what is essential, to be able to be more present in the lives of others, to be more present in our own lives, to really truly experience what matters. So celebrating life in my opinion, in this present moment, like this new awareness that I received yesterday by having this very simple experience of walking out of my house and seeing this free driveway, made me have this feeling of victory, like that we're growing as a company, that I have now space to do this work, to voice my message, to launch my coaching program, to shift, to be present for others, to help shift the level of consciousness, because this is the answer. Like, we can sit here and ask about all the different answers to all the different problems in the world, but at the end of the day, if we all raise our level of consciousness, if we all move the needle in a degree upwards towards a higher level of consciousness and awareness, like, the problems will be solved. Like, this is the work. Every single one of us doing the work, celebrating the obstacles, celebrating the struggle, celebrating suffering. It's suffering itself that leads to freedom. Without suffering, there cannot be freedom. I mean, if you are somebody who is a Christian and you are a follower of Christ, it was Christ's suffering on the cross that sets you free. Suffering leads to freedom. So there's no difference with that within your own life, of saying the obstacle that you're facing is the catalyst, is the vehicle to propel you forward into a place of realizing that you are free. So celebrate it. So yesterday, my son and I go on a bike ride, and we're talking about life. We're talking about challenges. We're talking about struggle. We're talking about love. We're talking about joy. We're riding our bike, and the conversation is endless. And every single time we came up to either a hill, we're biking up this hill. He's like, oh, I hate hills. I'm like, really? I love them. And he's like, why? I'm going to celebrate the fact that we have to pedal up this hill, because I know when we get to the top of this hill, we're going to feel accomplished. We're going to be stronger. And then we get to go down the other side. We get to go down, and we get to let go and be free on the other side of the struggle. You can relate it to everything in life. Whether you're climbing up a mountain, you get to the top, you're going to feel accomplished. And now you get to see the view from the top of the mountain. You see the view. When you get to where you're going, you're able to look back and see what got you there. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. You can't connect the dots going forward. But I do know this, that this present moment, we celebrate. We celebrate even the things that are not comfortable, don't make sense, because something's going to come of it that's going to make us stronger as a community, as a society, as a country, as individuals, to be able to progress forward in life, because whatever we're currently experiencing is preparing us for the next moment. Like, this moment is preparing us for the next moment of what's to come. So celebrating life, not only the goods, but the struggles, not only the victories, but the losses. And this is mastery of life. To be able to celebrate everything that's showing up for you as if it's for you, because it is. And there's a gift in it. Every single thing that there is in your life that's present, there's a gift in it. And I'm going to have a conversation here in the near future about competition and about how we are forming in our minds the difference between a winner and a loser. The winner is the one who finds the gift. It's not the one who has the most points at the end of the game. Because the real game that we're all playing is called life. It does not involve a ball. And I love competition as much as the next guy. But I'm here to celebrate life. I'm here to celebrate growth. I'm here to celebrate evolving, adapting, and building a resilient leaders, teams, individuals, athletes, celebrating the suffering and the struggle that we overcome to become the version of ourselves that can accomplish and dream of anything. That's worth celebrating. That's memorable. So this is my rant for today, is I challenge you. And it already came up for me today. It already came up where something was undesirable within my business or within, my life today. And I'm not going to talk about what it is because it doesn't matter. But the point is, it already came up where my mind was like, oh, I don't want that. I wanted comfort. It was undesirable. I didn't want to have to go through it. Didn't want to have that conversation. And in that moment, I thought to myself, celebrate it. Celebrate it. Because I know that it's going to lead me and prepare me for the next. And it's this moment and all the past moments leading up to this moment that is then now projecting and shining a light to where we're going. And to be able to connect those dots, to be able to move forward towards something uncommon, something memorable that's going to make us continue to adapt and overcome and be resilient. So my challenge is to celebrate. Start with the small things. You know, we talk about finding the wins of the day and create an optimistic mind, but I'm talking about like just celebrate. It doesn't have to be good. Celebrate it. It doesn't have to be easy. Celebrate it. Celebrate the discomfort. Celebrate the challenge. Celebrate life. Celebrate going up the mountain or up the hill when you're biking, because you're going to get to be up to the top where you get a different view, and you're going to be able to come down the other side where you're going to feel free. Let me know if this resonates with you. I would love to have this conversation further. I probably left something out that I wanted to talk about within this conversation, but this came to me yesterday. I journaled about it quickly this morning. Somebody who I was just in a conversation with says, just go hop on and record the podcast and see what comes. And so this is what I'm going to do from time to time. I get these inspirations of these ideas, these messages that I believe in my mind is transforming, because this is a level of consciousness that has been raised within me. This level of awareness has been raised within me. And then I see the world differently than I did yesterday. Like, I legitimately see it differently. I legitimately am excited about whatever shows up today. And I'm not sitting here saying I'm trying to attract struggle. I'm saying I'm just not going to resist it. And when we let down our resistance, like, that's when things just move out of the way. Like, it's our resistance to resistance that makes the resistance persist. It's the ability to say, I'm going to see everything as a gift in my life, and I'm going to celebrate it because I know it's what I need to go through to get to where I'm going or where I'm meant to be, to find the meaning in my life that I'm striving for. That there's a gift within me that is being developed, whether I see it, know it, or not. So maybe I'm a 15-year-old person who's struggling a little bit with some different spectrums of states, from despair to anxiety or whatever it may look like. I'm experiencing these things, but it's not who you are. It is preparing you for the next moment. There's a gift inside of you that is not being acknowledged and or flourished. And when you begin to awaken that it's for you, like, you're going to get really, really curious. How is it for you? And you'll be able to start to see the world in a different place. Like, I'm looking out my window right now as I record this podcast, and I'm telling you that the world is greener than it's ever been in my eyes. Like, I'm looking at the sun hit these arborvitaes along the side of my house, and I'm thinking to myself, like, holy cow, look how green they are. Because I'm willing to celebrate the resistance, I'm willing to celebrate the struggle, I see things more clearly. And my hope is for you to be able to begin to incorporate and integrate these practices, these ideas, these principles into your life, so you begin to see greener greens. And you begin able to extract the gift from everything in your life, so you can move yourself forward towards freedom that much faster and experience more of it. That is my desire, to remove as much unnecessary suffering as we possibly can.
Thank you for listening. Remember, leaders go first, alignment matters, and the environment that you create is the legacy you'll leave. We'll see you on the next episode.